to pestilence.
To pestilence. And you know what pestilence is, right? Diseases. So what's going on right now, sister? What's going on right now, though? What he just said? Pestilence, right? What's going on right now? That's pestilence. That's pestilence. So what I'm saying, though, is when people think that Satan doing it, what I'm saying, though, when people keep thinking that Satan did it, it's not the Satan. No. What I'm telling you, though, you're Israel, though. You're Israel. So when you don't do what the Most High tell you to do, this is what happens. Go ahead, go to 6. Go to verse 16. Go to Deuteronomy 28:16. Let her know some of these curses.
Curse shall that be in the city.
Where we at, brother?
Curse shall that be in the city.
Where we at, brother?
Curse shall that be in the city.
Read.
And curse shall that be in the field.
Curse shall that be in the city. So where you at, sister? You in the city, right? So what happened to our people in the city? What happens? People get shot. People get stabbed. People get killed, right? Okay, but I'll just tell you, curses aren't good from the Most High. And curse shall that be in the field. Who? What people, though? What people, sister? What people, sister? I'm saying, no, what people was cursed in the field, though? I'm talking about what people, though? Was everybody cursed in the field?
No.
What people?
That of the devil.
No, I'm talking about what people was cursed in the field, though. Was the white man in the field?
Yes.
The white man was in the field. When was the white man in the field?
When he took our land.
No, I'm talking about when was he cursed in the field? Cursed. We're talking about cursed in the field.
Cain.
No, I'm talking about cursed. Go ahead, read, King.
Way back.
Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56.
Bring it out.
The tender and delicate woman among you,
The tender and delicate woman amongst you, read.
which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
Shall be evil towards what?
The husband of her bosom.
Read.
And towards her son, and towards her daughter.
See, so he telling you things right there that the so-called black, the so-called Native American, and the so-called Mexican man goes through. Woman is evil towards her husband and towards their children. Oh, I wish I never had you. Oh, I this blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go and abort you. Because if you go abort, Lord, listen to this though. I guarantee you, nobody abort their children more than blacks.
Being a black woman and I'm a single parent, that is not always true.
I'm just saying, there's nobody. So you're telling me that there's a nation that abort their children more than our people?
I can't say that.
I know you can't, because I can pull up my phone. I'll pull up my phone right now. I can pull up my phone right now and show you the abortion rate. And I guarantee you there's no nation that abort their children more than black, so-called Native American, so-called Indian. No, we bringing out the truth. We bringing out the Bible. Go ahead and read. Go ahead and finish reading, King.
Israelites. We're Israelites.
This is the book of,
you are Israelite too, Queen.
this is the book of
Go ahead,
Timothy.
read, King.
This is the book of 1 Timothy,
I think y'all
chapter 2 and verse 9.
Read.
In like manner also that women are, in like manner
Hey,
also.
Queen, you got to go ahead and step on the other side, Queen. Queen, you got to go step on the other side, please. All respect to the Most High, in the middle of the Most High.
Is that the Old Testament?
This is the New Testament, sweetheart. Go ahead, you got to go ahead and read on the other side. Go ahead, read, King.
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which become women professing godliness with good works.
See, so what he telling you is, if you got pants on, if you sitting there being drunk, if you're out here in the world doing things that's evil, then you're not on the Most High. You got to come back to your laws, statutes, and commandments. You got to come back to the Most High power, God, or else He gonna destroy you. You sitting here trying to tell us what to do. You need to be under the subjective of the laws, under the statutes, and under the commandments. Go ahead, read, King.
Let the woman learn in silence.
No, go ahead and talk and tell us what to do.
Let the woman learn in silence.
No, come over here and tell the prophets, the Most High prophets, go, is that in the New Testament? Let me see the Bible. He said what?
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to exert authority over the man.
So you need to get away from behind the mic and go ahead and stand on the other side like you was told and read and hear and listen to what does to say the Most High. Read, King.
But to be in silence.
To be in what?
But to be in silence.
Read.
For Adam was first formed, then in Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived.
What? Who deceived? Who was being deceived?
But the woman being deceived.
No, not the Bible that we read.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgressions.
See, so when y'all in transgressions and y'all wondering why y'all always want a man to be over y'all, why y'all always seeking to get a husband, it's because the Most High ordained it to be that way. Because y'all transgressed. Y'all went away from the ways of the Most High. Y'all went away from the laws, statutes, and commandments and try to do your own way. You got to do what the Most High tell you. You need to get away from telling the man what to do. You need to get away from trying to wear pants. You need to come back to the dress code and do what thus said the Most High. See, this is the problem that our women have. So-called black, so-called Latino, and so-called Indians. This is the problem. Go ahead and read, King.
Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith.
In what?
In faith.
Read.
And charity and holiness with sobriety.
With sobriety. So he's saying that if you just come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, women, and show the respect and the love for the Most High power by keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments, then he will save you. But you got to do what thus said the Most High. You got a precept, King? So you got women, we have to come back to the laws, we got to come back to the statutes, we got to come back to the commandments. Did you finish reading verse 8? Of 18, 7 and 8? Because in these last days, you know, when we are in the land of the heathen, we tend to want to do what the heathen do. But the Most High said that we got to keep his laws, statutes, commandments, and do what thus saith the Most High. Because I know it's so easy to, see Esau over there, see Amalek over there, see Moabite over there, and want to do what they do. But he said be separate, be holy, and do what I tell you to do. Go ahead and bring out Deuteronomy 7:6, King. Go ahead and read, King.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34.
Read it out.
Think not that I come to send peace on earth.
Whoa, wait a minute. Not my sweet Jesus. What?
Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
To send what?
But a sword.
But a what?
But a sword.
So see, he letting you know that he gonna send a sword. He ain't coming back to be like he did, come down here and to teach and to bring the word and to try to bring brothers together. No, he done already gave you that chance, Israel. Next time he come, he said, think not, I come to bring peace, but I come to bring the sword. He come to bring swift famine. He come to bring death. So you got to understand, so-called black, so-called Native American, and so-called Indians, so-called Mexican, that he's not coming back to be nice and cuddly. He ain't coming back to show you a teddy bear with a lollipop. He coming to destroy and kill. So if you don't come back to the law, statutes, commandments, you better bless and believe that you're going to go down with the heathen. You got a precept, King?
Yes.
All right, bring it out.
Matthew 15:24.
Bring it out.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of Israel.
No, he sent to everybody.
To the lost sheep of Israel.
But I thought that Christian pastor said he sent to everybody.
I'm only sent unto the lost sheep of Israel.
Read.
And
Read.
she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
So he letting you know, if he was sent for everybody, why would he call her a dog? He letting you know he's not sent to everybody. He only sent to the lost sheep of Israel, which is the so-called black, so-called Native American, and so-called Hispanic. If you don't fall underneath those guidelines, then you're not called, he's not coming back for you. So this is get it through your thick skulls. Quit trying to bring everybody back, Israel, and understand that the Most High only came for us. You got a precept, King? So we got to go and understand that he's only for us, Israel, and he's only the God of us, for us, to save us. Go ahead and read, King.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 58.
Read.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law,
No, just some of the words of the law.
all the words of this law,
No, just the 10 commandments that Moses told that came down on the tablet.
all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God.
See, so we got to fear his name. And how do you fear him? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Read, King.
Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and thy plagues of thy seed ever, even great plagues, and the long continuance and sore sickness and of long continuance.
See, so right now he's giving you the sore sickness and the long continuance. I know a lot of people right now hating the mask, hate having to do this or do that. People that's dying, getting them shots, getting all them diseases or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Most High sending them things down. He's destroying us. Why? Because we're not coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. So Israel, we got to come back to our Most High power, keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, and do right by him, thus saith the Most High, in order for him to bless us and show us that he loves us. Because if not, you're going to be but just like the enemy. Get destroyed. Got a precept, King? Go ahead and bring it out, King.
In the book of John 9:31.
Bring it out.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners,
I thought God heard everybody.
but we know God heareth not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
So you got to do the will of the Most High. You got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how the Most High gonna hear you. If you don't do any of the law, statutes, and commandments, how he gonna hear you? That's just like me thinking in my head, oh, please, I hope my child go and wash the dishes. I hope my child go and sweep the floor. And then I leave and go to work and come back home and it's not done. Did I get mad? How the hell am I gonna get mad if I never told him? It's just the same thing. You gotta be a doer. If you don't be a doer, then the Most High don't give a damn about you, and you gotta get destroyed in the last days. So you got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. It's just no other way to put it. You know what I'm saying? So if my brother's got any other precepts, we go ahead and bring it up. But you just, Israel, we gotta know, we gotta come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. We gotta know that the Most High loves us only if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments. But beyond popular belief, the Most High doesn't hear sinners. So if you're thinking, oh, I love the Most High, I pray to the Most High, well, beyond popular belief, I'm just gonna let you know, the Most High don't hear your prayers. If you thinking that he hear your prayers, and you sinning, you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, which is 1 John 3 and 4, sin is just a transgression of the law. If you're not keeping the law, he don't hear your prayers, because you have sinned. So I'm just telling you, you have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. You have to do right, abide thus saith the Most High. You have to do his will, and that's how you're going to obtain eternal life. You're going to get your salvation. You got a precept, King? Go ahead, bring it out.
The book of John 13 verse 35.
Bring it out.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
If you have love one to another, that goes back to brotherly love in Hebrews 13:1. If you don't love one another, how can you say you love God? You gotta love God in order to love, you gotta love your brother in order to love God, Shalaki. Because there's no way that you can love God who you never saw and hate your brother who you see daily. The Most High said it, so you got to love your brother. You got to show that love in order to love God. You got a precept, King?
Yeah, precept.
All right, go ahead and bring it out.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
We are what?
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Read.
But if the salt had lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted?
See, so he's telling you that you are a seasoning of the earth. It's just like having meat. If you ain't got no meat, you ain't got that Lawry's, you ain't got that Obey, you ain't got all them beautiful seasonings, pepper, to make that meat taste good, then it's bland. Well, that's what he's telling you. Without us in the earth is bland. Go ahead and read, King.
14. Ye are the light of the world.
We are what?
Ye are the light of the world.
Read.
A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
A city that's set on the hill cannot be hid. Because if you have a light and you cover it up, then it's not a light anymore. So he's telling you that you are the light, and you on the top of a hill, you cannot be hid because you stand apart. And that's all he's letting us know. We are a holy people. We need to separate ourselves from the heathen, and we need to go ahead and praise the Most High, set ourselves aside so we can continue to be like these sinful nations.
That's right.
You got a precept, King?
Yes.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Book of John 14:15. If ye love me,
If you
keep
what?
my commandments.
If you what?
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
If you love the Most High, keep His commandments. So if you saying you love Him and you keep not His commandments, you don't love Him. He's letting you know that. You got one more precept, King? This precept, we go ahead and go ahead and turn it over for the night. But hey, if you don't know, this is what we will call the Holy Shabbat, or the Sabbath, which starts at sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. So if y'all here buying, y'all here selling, y'all here doing work, cleaning your house, doing things in there to kindle a fire, then you're dishonoring the day that the Most High set aside for us to not work. And you're sinning, which is punishable by judgment. So you gotta go home and do no work. You can't be out here buying if you're Israel. You can't be out here selling if you're Israel and doing all those abominable things. You got to go ahead and rest. You got to get in the law, statutes, and commandments, doing what thus saith the Most High, and not do your own will, but the will of the Father. You got that precept, King? All right, bring it out, King.
This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
What does it profit, my brethren, that a man say he have faith and have not works?
What? If he do what? Go ahead and read that from the top. I don't think they heard that, King.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 14.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
What does it profit, my brethren, that a man say he has faith and have not works?
So he telling you, what will it profit for you if you sitting there saying, oh, I believe in the Most High. I believe in everything in His Word. But then you ain't out doing nothing that the Word says. You sit there doing all your own will, all your own lust, but ain't fulfilling the will of the Most High. Who are you? Read, King.
Can faith save him?
So can faith save you?
18. Ye, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Shew me thy faith without thy works, and I will show you my works. Salaki, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
So he telling you right here, like if you look up here, you see the brothers got fringes on. You see they got a ribbon of blue. This is the work. And the works are showing our faith by us coming out, Matthew 22:9, on the highways and byways, and trying to bid all the lost sheep into the wedding. Just like the brother said, He's not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So that's the work. So if you got faith, your faith and your works together will show how much you love the Father.
That's right.
But if you ain't got, if you say I can live by faith, or if I can only live by works, and you're only doing one without the other, it's dead. Go ahead and bring that precept out, King.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 19.
Bring it out.
Thou believest that there is one God.
Believe what?
Thou believest that there is one God.
Read.
Thou do it well. The devils also believe and tremble.
See, so even the devils know that it's only one God.
That's
Everybody
right.
think it's all these religions, all these different things that people believe in, Catholicism, Buddha, Mecca, which is the rock, the stone, the cobblestone. Christians believe in old Cesare Borgesi's, you know, Borgesi's, or all this blue-eyed devil. But at the end of the day, it's only one God. And he said it. Even Satan himself trembled at the one and only God, which is in the third heaven. So you got to turn back Israel to your laws, your statutes, and your commandments. Because if you don't, the Most High is going to destroy you in these last days.
That's right.
He's going to kill you with that swine and with that mouse behind a tree. I'm telling you, Israel, you got to come back to your Most High power. You got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You got to come back with us saith the Most High. Because if you don't, you're going to be destroyed. I'm telling you, Israel.
That's right.
You got a precept, King?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it out.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 11.
Bring it out.
Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensure it. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous.
What? The eyes of the Lord is over who?
Of the Lord are over the righteous.
Bring it out.
And his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
The face of the do what?
That do evil.
So if you don't do the law, statute, and commandment, Israel, you're an evildoer in the eyes of the Most High. And he's not hearing you, and he's not looking over you. So when you wonder, oh, why did that brother get shot? Why did that brother get stabbed? Why did that brother die of a heart attack? Why did that brother die this? It's because the eyes of the Lord wasn't over him.
That's right.
So you got to do what thus saith the Most High if you want the Lord's hand to be over you, Israel. You got to do the law, statutes, and commandments, and you got to do what thus saith the Most High. Go ahead and bring that precept out, King.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
So he's going to let you know the conclusion of everything, which we all know. The conclusion is the end. Go ahead, bring it out, King.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Read.
Fear God.
Fear who?
Fear God.
Fear your pastor.
Fear God.
Oh, fear that dude down the road.
Fear God.
Read.
And keep his commandments.
And keep just the 2 commandments.
And keep his commandments.
Just keep the 10 Moses came down with.
And keep his commandments.
Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
So this is the whole duty of man. It ain't for praying for that new Bugatti. It ain't for praying on a new crib, sweet shoes. I need them J's. I want them 20s on my car. I want that new Louis Vuitton. No. He said, keep the commandments. That's all he asked us to do. And about, oh, I'm going to pray to the Most High so I can just live a long life. I want this, I want that. No. Keep the commandments. That's all our whole duty is.
That's right.
So if you ain't doing that, the Most High can give a damn what you're doing.
That's right.
Go ahead and bring it out. This is the last precept, King.
The book of Revelation 22, verse 7.
Bring it out.
Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book.
That keep the what?
The prophecy of this book.
So blessed is they that keep the sayings and the prophecy of this book. So the prophecy of this book is telling us that we got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I don't care if it was the prophets. I don't care if it was Yahushua himself. I don't care if it was in Genesis with Adam and Eve. Beyond popular belief, all the prophets and Yahushua and the Most High sent to Moses the law, statutes, and commandments. That's all they talk about. So when people keep telling you, oh, the laws are done away with, Yahushua destroyed the laws. He tell you, hang all the laws on the prophets and the commandments. So you gotta, if you Israel, which is the so-called black, so-called Latino, and so-called Indians, you have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments that the Bible tells you about. Get away from all the abominable things. Get away from following the heathen. Separate yourself. Learn your heritage, which is in the Bible. It's not a religious book. It's your heritage. Read what your forefathers have done.
That's right.
Stay away from the things that they did that got us destroyed, and come back to your heritage. So in saying that, I'd like to thank the powerful speaker that came before me, and would like to say, Kwame Yasharala,
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala,
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala,
Kwame Yasharala.
and death to America.
Death to America.
That's right. All praises to the Most High.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise God. Praise I saw your church, so I thought you wasn't like that. See up there, I said, no, this
Oh, no.
up there. You had white.